Hello, welcome back to the Boardgames 4K YouTube channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings, and we generally talk a load of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general. And in this video we're going to be talking about a 2005 Bruno Cathala and Serge Laget or whatever hidden traitor game, Shadows Over Camelot. And in this game, you'll be assuming the roles of Knights of the Round Table. You'll be going on quests in order to win white swords that you can place at Camelot. And when you've got a certain number of white swords, then you will win the game. But obviously, there's a hidden traitor, so you've got to be careful that you get those white swords on the board before they get the black swords on the board. And in this video, we're going to be telling you what we do like, what we don't like, and then we will come back and we'll tell you whether or not Shadows Over Camelot still worth playing nearly 14 years after it was released. I can't believe it. And remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below, just there, and we'll see you after this. Boardgames 4K. So, Shadows Over Camelot. How'd you play this game? So this game takes place over 4 phases. Well, really, there's only 2 phases, really, because 2 of those phases are checking to see whether or not the game has ended or not. So the first phase, you will progress evil. So what you'll do, you'll have 3 choices. You can either draw a black card from the deck, you can add a siege engine to Camelot, or you can lose a life point. And when you take a black card, you will look at it and you will play it, and it will more often than not tell you to assign it to a quest, right? But we'll get into that in a bit, what the quests mean, right? So when you add a siege engine to Camelot, you'll take a little siege engine, you'll put it on one of the available spots, and when there's 12 siege engines on the board, the game is over. And if there's ever 6 siege engines on the board, the heroes will then be able to make accusations on who the hidden traitor is. Right, so the third thing you can do to progress evil is you can lose a life point, and everyone's got a little die, and all you do is you'll turn the die around into the next lowest level, and then you'll lose a life point. It's like falling on your sword, right? So once you have progressed evil, then you will check to see whether the game has been won or lost, and you win the game by having 7 white swords at Camelot, and you lose the game if there's ever 12 siege engines on the board, all the loyal knights have died, or if you have 12 black swords at Camelot, right? So once you've done that, once you've checked to see if the game has ended, then you will then perform a heroic action, and you can actually perform 2 heroic actions if you choose to lose a life point, but you can never, ever perform the same heroic action twice in one turn. Right, so there are 5 heroic actions in this game. The first action is you can move from Camelot to a quest, or you can move from a quest back to Camelot. The second action you can do is you can perform an action that is specific to the quest that you are currently on. You could play one of the special white cards that's in the deck, or you can heal yourself, or you can, if there's 6 siege engines on the board, then you can accuse somebody of being a traitor. So the quests that you can get involved in, the first one you can do is the Tournament of the Black Knight. And what you'll be doing, you'll be putting white cards down on the board for heroic actions, and as part of the progression of evil, you may be able to put down black cards, and you can choose to play these face down to get extra white cards out of the deck. That will inevitably allow people to start pointing their fingers at you, thinking that you're that filthy traitor. So what you'll do, once the area of that board is filled up with cards, and you'll flip them all over, and if white's got the majority, then they will win the benefit, which is usually swords and cards and life points and all that sort of stuff, or they'll take the penalty, which is normally black swords, or having to discard cards or whatever, or lose a life or whatever. So that's the first quest. So the second quest is the quest for Lancelot's armour, and what you'll be doing here, you'll be trying to play cards that equate to a full house in poker, right? And then if you're successful, if you manage to do that, you'll take Lancelot's armour, armour that will allow you to regain 4 life points, and you will also get the benefit associated with that's on the space. And then if you fail the quest, you'll have to endure the negative effects of that quest, right? So because this is a temporary thing, once you've got the armour, then you'll flip the board over, and then the Dragon's Quest will be the permanent quest that's available. And you could do this as many times as you like, the Dragon's Quest, and it's permanently in play, and it's the same sort of thing, but you just get the benefit. You don't get the Lancelot's Hammer twice, do you? I mean, what were you expecting? Did you think it was going to be like a jumble sale saying? So the next quest that you can go to is the quest for Excalibur, and this is the sort of thing where the lady put her arm up with the sword thing and all that sort of stuff. So what you'll be doing, you'll be trying to get across the lake to the other side so you can claim Excalibur for yourself, and it's like a push me pull you sort of thing. So if you get there, you'll get the benefit. You'll get the benefit of Excalibur, and then if you don't do it, if you get pushed back, there'll be a negative effect. So the positive effects of Excalibur means that you can choose to cancel one of these special black cards that's played, and that's pretty powerful considering that there's never really enough opportunities to get actually what you need done, right? So the next one is the quest for Holy Grail, and you'll be placing Holy Grail cards on the board in the appropriate spot, trying to push towards the success, or trying to negate the fact that the black cards will push you to failure. And the first one to get to either side will claim the Holy Grail. You'll get the benefits of the Holy Grail. You'll get some swords, you'll get some cards, you'll get some life back, and there's also a penalty with black swords and all that sort of stuff. So there's another one of them ones which gives you a benefit, and once it's done, it's done. So the two permanent quests, the 2 permanent scraps going on. You've got a scrap with the Picts, and you've got the scrap with the Saxons, and what you'll be doing on this one, you'll be trying to play straights, like a poker hand of straights, and once you've done that, you'll get the benefit, and if you lose, you take the penalty, but these keep going, so you just reset these. They just keep going and going and going. You could do these many times as you like. So if somebody accuses somebody of being a traitor, what you'll do, if they are a traitor, then you will get a benefit with that. If they're not a traitor, you'll have to place a black sword and some other stuff on the board. And what the traitor will do, if they're successfully revealed, that what they will do, they'll flip over their player mat, and the instructions for what they need to do when they're a traitor will be followed. And I think there's 2 actions. There's just a sort of a slim line down version of the progression of evil, and they progress evil every stage, and they won't take heroic actions. Yeah. So you'll keep doing this, and doing this until like the end game is met. Basically, aside from a couple of fiddly rules with the Merlin cards, when you can play 3 to cancel a special black card and play 1 to cancel a standard black card, blah 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 blah. That's basically how you play Shadows over Camelot. So what do we like about Shadows over Camelot? So the first thing that we really like about this, and it's akin to all of the earlier days of Wonder games that sadly have sort of slipped away a little bit, the quality of components slipped away. Yeah, the quality of components really do elevate this game up to stratospheric levels. The miniatures are absolutely fantastic. The artwork is absolutely fantastic. The card quality is fantastic. The insert is fantastic. And it's just amazing that in 2005, people bought this game and were like, my God, it looks astonishing. And the fact that there was a hidden traitor in there that not many people had seen before really made this game special back in the day. And it's just a shame that Days of Wonder haven't sort of carried on that sort of innovative, groundbreaking component quality, you know. So the second thing that we really like about this is the hidden traitor is really easy to play up until a certain point in the game, yeah? So you don't really need any experience of these sort of games. You're just carrying on. You're trying to undermine people without being caught, yeah? So new players can play this as the traitor up to a certain point, right? But yeah, up to the point of the reveal, this game, it really does sort of accommodate new players into that sort of backstabbing role. It's like a sort of a nice sort of introduction to backstabbing. So the third thing that we really like about this is the tension caused by not being able to do everything that you really, really need to do and want to do in the game. So because the game's on a timer, those siege engines there act as a timer, yeah? The game sort of starts off broad and it gradually slims down your opportunities, and that is really, really good because towards the end of the game, that's when you need to be doing more stuff. With hindsight, you could look back and say, well, I should have done that there, I should have done that there. So the fact that the game presents you with this sort of creeping death means that you can't get everything you want done at the time you want to do it. So the final thing that we like about Shadows Over Camelot is the hidden traitor could be anybody, because everybody has to take that progression of evil action. And it's not like, say, other hidden traitor games where, you know, you may or may not have to sort of do the equivalent of progress evil. You just have to stay hidden and sort of undermined slightly. But this one, Everybody has no choice. You've got to progress evil. And we really like the fact that that means that anybody could be the traitor. And that keeps the game tense and keeps the game fresh. So what don't we like about Shadows Over Camelot? So the first thing, and probably the main thing about this game, is the fact that the game relies on these weird sort of poker hands. I mean, where did that come from? They didn't play poker in Camelot, did they? They didn't play poker in the times of Arthurian legends. Do you know what I mean? This would be better with a cowboy themed game, right? So it just seems a bit weird that you're sort of, you're involved in this sort of constant battle by playing these weird, meaningless poker hands on the board, and it's something that doesn't compute really for me. It sort of detaches itself from the theme, and that's a real shame. So the second thing that we don't like about Shadows Over Camelot is towards the end of the game, your choices become much, much more limited than at the beginning of the game. And in a sense, I'm sort of contradicting ourselves, aren't we? Because we said that was a good thing. But the fact that when you get to the end and the game sort of seems to sort of slow down, and you're like, well, there's nothing else I can do. I'll just have to put a siege engine on the board, or I'll just have to lose a life. And that's basically what the end game comes down to. So it would have been nice had there been a couple of little bits and bobs that you could do at the end. Maybe the expansion fixes that, but we haven't got it because it's sadly been out of print for so long. I think it's the Merlin's expansion or something like that. So that's a real shame. So the third thing that we don't like about Shadows Over Camelot is the fact that some of these rules are quite fiddly. And there's two rule books. One of them's a quest book. Even though the rule books are aesthetically, they're wonderful, yeah, but there's the way they go about with all the rules are a bit feeble. And we recommend going down onto that universal head page and downloading the cheat sheet, the rule summary. So you can just go through it with a highlighter, and then the rules that you think you're going to forget are bang, they're there. So yeah, the rule book, whilst there is pretty and it's lovely, it is pretty poor. Trying to pull the rules like the Merlin cards and all that stuff out of the air when you really need it. So the final thing that we are going to moan about Shadows Over Camelot is the fact that once the traitor is revealed, if you've got somebody who's not played the game before or is not familiar with hidden traitor games or just not familiar with games in general, then they might feel, because they're on their own, they're pushed outside the group, they might feel a bit intimidated by that and not know how to play the game properly. And that's not really the game's fault, is it, as such? But that's more to do with who you choose to play the game with. So I wouldn't recommend playing this game first of all with a traitor, with new players. Yeah, so play it without a traitor, get the mechanics into your mind, into the mind of the players, and then put the hidden traitor in after that. So to summarise, is Shadows Over Camelot still worth playing today and in the future? Well, we're going to say yes, of course it is. Yes, of course it is. Oh my God, it comes down to this, right? We got this, and then we got Battlestar Galactica, and we threw away Battlestar Galactica because A, it's too long, it's too complicated, and it is, we thought the theme wasn't as good as this. We like the light-hearted theme, we like the light-hearted mechanic, we like the fact this only lasts for about an hour and a half, and you've got that hidden traitor thing in there. This game is an all-time classic. It was a pivotal moment in gaming. Come 2005, you had this novel mechanic, the hidden traitor thing, and it's spawned all of these other games like The Resistance and all that sort of stuff, all these other hidden traitor games like Secret Hitler and all that. They wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for Bruno Cathala's masterpiece here. And the fact this game is still in print is testament to the fact that it is timeless. It is the original hidden traitor game in my mind, and you really need to play it. You really need to get hold of this one. And yeah, there you go. So that is Shadows Over Camelot. It's a 5-star game. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's it. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below, and that will help this channel grow. That will stimulate the YouTube algorithm, and it will help this channel grow. So we'll see you next time.